The poem I'm about to read is called The Autumn Draft from Groggin, and it was written by Albert Bartlett, who was the proprietor and editor of our local paper, the Corrion Courier, from 1897 until 1916, when he enlisted for World War I. He saw active service on the Western Front, where he was seriously injured, and although he returned to Australia, he never made it back to Corrion, dying in Melbourne in 1919. A small book of his work called the Corani's Book was published in 1920, included poems such as the one I'm about to read, short stories and some caricatures. As Jack Riley was at Tom Groggin at the time of his death in 1914, he no doubt was one of the stockmen this poem was based on. 1,000 head of forward steers are listed for the sale. Coal country red, good doers, they'll be forward without fail. So runs the stock advertisement, and buyers from the plains are on their way to Corrion to beat the winter rains. Away in far off Groggin and out near Buin Bar, the mountain lads are mustering the gullies near and far. High up around the big jib sides and in the gorge below, the stockwhips wake the echoes and toss them to and fro. And out upon the far cascade and on the Pilot Blue, and in the Buckwong's pheasant scrub, you hear the stockman too. From up on Kosciuszko flank, through bells of snow gum thick, across the leather barrel and over Little Mick. The mountain cattle smashing through dogwood scrub and hops are coming down to Groggin from out along the tops. And off the spurs of Pinnabar and towering Granuaile, the dogs and men are working in with forwards for the sale. And now the mob is drafted, and up through grassy plain and over the range to Gee-High, they're stringing in the rain. Through dripping dogwood gullies and in the hop scrub tall, and through the tangled blanket leaf, they take the Gee-High fall. The rock-bound river rising fast, next morn will be a swim, and dogs and men are hard at work to jam the cattle in. And where over bidden boulders the stream with foam is white, the mountain men are battling to keep the leaders right. They blunder on the greasy rocks, and with them, flank to flank, hip deep the men are crowding them to make them take the bank. Next morn the bellbird in the creek, affrighted, checks his call, as twice 500 Groggin steers start up the Gee-High wall. Around the greasy sidelings, where scarce a goat could stop, the mountain horsemen head them off and point them to the top. With many a healer hard at work and many a stinging throng, the leaders climb among the scrub to take the mob along. And now they're on the summit, and down Back Creek they go. Pipes are out, the men are off to give their hacks a blow. And so down through Cancobin and over the Tauranga plains, the autumn draft for Corrion is in before the rains. See round the yard they're stringing now, those steers for special sale. Coal country red, good doers, they're forward without fail. Thank you.